Hi and welcome to the channel. Now today's a very quick video, well in my standards anyway, should be like less than an hour long, less for certain. No, very quick video. I just wanted to let you know what I've just picked up and something that's a bit fascinating really on these particular instruction manuals that come with these speakers. I picked myself up a pair of B&W DM4s, and the reason I picked these up is that they've kind of been on my list only for a little while really, and kind of got reinforced by Stereo Review X saying that you know, he seems these is a decent set of speakers that probably you would pay about 1,500 quid or something like that these days in that kind of price bracket if they were brand new and all that kind of stuff. So I thought they're well worth investigating, especially for me, especially if I can get one at a reasonable price. Like I say, this is a budget channel, under £200, and like Stereo Review X says, a lot of these sell for less than £200, so why not try and get hold of a pair and see what they sound like. I'm going to tell you all about what I think they sound like in another video because I haven't really listened to them yet. I've got to get the room right. I've got to get a quiet day to do it, or a couple of days actually. It usually takes me a couple of days to assess a pair of speakers, bring in some others and all that kind of stuff. I've got just a few amplifiers to try and with now, all that kind of stuff. Probably a week or so away that video, so I haven't really listened to them. But I thought what was quite fascinating is the instruction manuals that come with these. I thought I'd just show you a quick video and why I thought these were quite fascinating. Now if you've already got this instruction manual, if you've got a pair of these, well that's going to be great. You're going to know maybe the little surprise that's inside when you buy them inside here. It's a little bit of a surprise. I thought was quite good. Something you don't see these days, I don't think. Especially on a cheaper set of speakers, that's for certain. Maybe you do see what I'm going to show you. I'm going to keep that surprise right to the end, what's inside here. If you bought a dearer set of speakers, maybe they still do that these days. I don't know, I'm a budget channel, I do stuff that's well under £200. So I don't know, you're not going to get this insane that's less than £200 new, that's for certain. But maybe you spend, I don't know, a couple of grand, £2 or £3 grand on a set of speakers these days, you may get what's inside this manual. Now, another thing that's a bit unusual with this as well, I think, I'm going to put the old manual up there so you can see it. So if you've got a pair of these, and we want to read a few bits and pieces what these recommend in the manual, what KEF recommend. KEF, what am I on about? And KEF is it's B&W, what they recommend you should do, placing and all that kind of stuff. I'm going to put some scans up on the screen. They're going to be up for about 5 seconds each. All you've got to do is pause it, go and watch it on your big TV really, if you want to really get into it and have a good read. Okay, so yeah, like I say, I'm going to tell you all about it. But anyway, let's just flick through this manual. 2 manuals you get. You get a manual for each speaker. You get a manual for each one. They can't be that different, Mick, surely. What do I need a manual for each one? They've got to be the same. That's correct. But they give you 2 manuals, which is great. I've got a separate serial number on it. That's for one speaker. And that's for the other speaker. But surely they're the same. Yes, they are the same. Let's just very quickly flick through it with the surprise coming up at the end. Ain't that much of a surprise really, not exciting, but it's worth hanging about for anyway. So if we start through, and we'll put it up on the screen as we go along, you're going to get the contents, what's in the manual. Then you flick through, as you can see, the next page is an introduction, tell you what they're all about. I'm not going to read it out because it's going to be boring. You're not going to like the sound of my voice. You're going to struggle to understand what bloody rabbit it on about. So you read it at your own convenience, press that pause button, but it tells you the drivers in there, all these bits and pieces about how they started off with a DM1 and how they've come to make this DM4, that kind of stuff. Then you've got the accessories there, the listening room, telling you how to position your room, that kind of stuff. Then you've got sitting your, where you're going to put your loudspeakers, whereabouts to put them, all that kind of stuff there. And an interesting bit here somewhere is in the magazine that is on that page, is a bit further on, just flicking through there, the pages are flicking through, you can sort it out yourself. But it's in section 6 here, and I can't even say the word, ancillary equipment. There you go, I'm pretty good at this old English stuff, ain't I? Yeah. You see, I've been well educated, can't you? Okay, so that's it there, and it tells you there under volume and tone control settings, so you can adjust the tone controls on your amplifier. No problems here with these speakers. It says there that you should set your speakers to the same level the recording was in the recording studio, console, that kind of, mainly console, I think it mentions. Set your speakers, the amplifier, to the same level that it would have been recorded at in the console, or you would have listened to it in the console. If you have any lower, you may have to adjust the bass and treble. If you have any higher, you may have to adjust the bass and treble. So that's an interesting thing, not something you get about these days when they say, adjust your level, your volume level to the same kind of level you would hear it at a console or something like that. You don't hear that, do you? You just put it whatever level you want it at. But back then, it looked like it was fairly important to get the tonal balance of the speakers how they should sound, you should try and set it to the same level that it would be if they were recorded, if you were going to listen to it at a console. I found that pretty interesting really there. So the next bit is the specifications, and this is where we see these charts here. We see a couple of charts here in the magazine, and you see them on the back of speakers. I'll show you a picture of that Solarvox, and you've got that chart, and you think to yourself, oh, are these speakers anywhere near that chart? They just put the same chart on every single item. You know, every single speaker they do, the same chart goes on it. And pretty much when they stick them in these magazines, it's the same chart, just the same picture in every single page. And we come to the back, and there's a few bits and pieces, and right down the bottom there, the bloke is actually, it's probably not noticeable on that picture on the screen, but he's actually sent off his warranty card. The bloke I got this off of has sent off his warranty card. So that's that. So they're down a little bit of a surprise. I just thought it was very interesting and unique maybe, but probably been done elsewhere before, maybe probably still doing these days. It's this little bit here at the front. I didn't show you, I kept it a bit of a secret. If you've got one of these manuals, you know it's there. But it's this little flappy bit here. And it goes through, it comes out the other side as well. Look at that. And it's not stapled in there like the rest of it, you can pull that out. And that there is the actual frequency response of this actual speaker in their studio, in their lab, wherever they test it. Wherever it is, it's this speaker. I've got this speaker's test result here in my hand in this manual, which I thought was brilliant. You know what I mean? Fantastic. Not what it's going to mean to me, I don't know. How I'm going to use it, I don't know. But I just thought it was great. I've got the actual speaker there. They've set this speaker down in their test room, done the measurements, and decided to print it off. So there's one in this magazine manual, should I say, one in this manual and one in this manual, but surely they're both the same, Mick. All they've done is copied that bit that's in here earlier, you showed us, and just put it on a bit of paper and stuck it in there. No, they're not the same. So let's stick them up on the screen. They're both different. So we can well believe, and they're both serial numbered as well, for this particular speaker. Each one is independent. You can see there's a slight difference between the pair. So these are a matched pair, but they're very, very slightly off, which they are going to be. No two speakers are going to be the same because the capacitors, the resistance, all that kind of thing in the actual circuit, the coil there, all the different stuff, the actual tightness of the speaker, all different bits and pieces, the way they put the wadding in, all that kind of stuff is going to affect it obviously to a very slight degree. So no two speakers are going to show up on that chart exactly the same, but they're going to be within a very, very, very small tolerance, and then they're going to call that a matched pair. I should assume, I'm no expert, but I should assume that is how it works, and that's how we're going to see it. So there you go. You know, they've gone through the time and trouble making that speaker, placing it, measuring it, and giving you your result of your particular unit. I just thought you may find that a bit fascinating, and something like I say that you probably don't see these days. I'm almost certain you don't go places like Curry's and Dixon's and places like that, if they're still about in the UK, on Argos, and you buy a pair of speakers and they've got a little chart of that particular speaker. I'm sure it don't happen, and even in hi-fi shops these days, I'm sure if you went and bought a reasonably priced set of speakers, maybe £1,000 or something like that or whatever, they're actually going to give you your particular chart, you know, the frequency response, how it performed in their lab, their testing room, whatever you want to call it, their acoustic room, whatever they want to call it. You've got your individual test result there. So I just thought it was quite fascinating, something I thought you may be interested in. That's it, quick video. Until the next one, I'll say thanks for watching, and I'll see you all soon.